See, when I got into medicine, I had this picture in my head. We'd help people, heal people, empower them to take control of their health. I worked at a doctor's office that took in weight loss visits. Nearly every single patient left with one of two things. Number one, a package for a medically supervised fast and a pill that suppressed their appetites. Number two, a GLP-1. That's not health. That's not care. That's not freedom. That's a system that thrives on dependence. And guess what? That system pays. Welcome to the Nicole Curcio podcast, the show for women who want it all. Faith at the center, a strong and feminine body, deep family connections, and true freedom in their lives. I'm Nicole Curcio, a former medical insider turned fat loss and physique coach. I help high-performing women transform from the inside out, physically, mentally, and spiritually, without starving, obsessing, or burning out. Around here, we train with intention, eat with purpose, and build a life that reflects the woman you were created to be. Let's get into it. So I want to take you back a little bit, because if you had told me 10 years ago that I would walk away from a stable, respectable medical career to coach women on how to lift weights, eat better, and believe in themselves, I would have smiled politely, probably let out a little chuckle, and then gone right back to shadowing the physician in a white coat and sneakers. Because for most of my life, medicine was the plan. I was pre-med at Florida State, biology major, vice president of AMSA, American Medical Students Association. And for 3 years of college, I told everyone I'm going to have that MD after my name. I was a proud little punk. I then pivoted to going the PA route because I wanted a little bit more flexibility. I thought, what if I got burned out on pediatrics after I have children? And maybe I want to go into a different department, like surgery. As a doctor, I wouldn't be able to make that switch as easily, but as a PA, I could. So I spent my college years volunteering at hospitals, shadowing physicians, checking every single box on the future doctor or PA checklist. I interned in my final semester at a pediatrician's office, the kind of internship you don't get unless you're actually serious. I was. But through the years, somewhere along the way, something started to feel off. I couldn't put it into words back then. It wasn't necessarily a lightning bolt moment. But there was this little question that started tugging at me after years deep into working as medical assistant. What if this isn't it? Not because I didn't love helping people, I did. Not because I wasn't capable, I knew that I was. But because the more that I saw behind the curtain of the medical system, the more disillusioned I became. Now, let me be extremely clear before I go any further. I am not here to bash on doctors, nurses, NPs, PAs, any of the above. I worked alongside them. I learned so much from them, and I have so much respect. Some of them are very close friends and family to me and mentors. There are incredible people in medicine, people who deeply care and do everything that they can inside the system they are in. But that is it, the system that they are in. My issue is not with medical professionals, it's with Big Pharma. It's with the machine behind the medicine. The one that makes it easier to just write a prescription than it is to have a conversation. The one that rewards speed over depth. Pills over prevention. Disease management over lifestyle change. See, when I got into medicine, I had this picture in my head. We'd help people, heal people, empower them to take control of their health. But that's not what I saw. What I saw was people being handed medication after medication. I saw patients in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s walking into clinics with full-blown lifestyle diseases and walking out with a new prescription, but no new plan. No one was talking about their food. No one was checking on their habits. No one was talking about movement or strength or stress, unless it was after a cardiac event. And that started to wear on me because I knew these problems were not just random. They weren't mysterious. They weren't inevitable. They were the direct result of being overweight, sedentary, inflamed, undernourished, and chronically stressed. And we weren't doing anything to fix them. We were managing their symptoms. We were delaying their disease. But we weren't helping people live. And I saw it firsthand. I worked at a doctor's office that took in weight loss visits. Now pause for a second. when you hear weight loss visits, what do you picture? Because for me, I thought we'd be talking nutrition, exercise, daily habits, step count, sleep, stress, discipline, the stuff that actually drives sustainable change. Is that what I saw? No. Nearly every single patient left with one of two things. Number one, a package for a medically supervised fast and a pill that suppressed their appetites. Number two, a GLP-1. One of those trendy appetite-suppressing injections. And I remember thinking, wait, is this it? The focus wasn't on what they ate. It wasn't about how they moved. There were zero conversations about their relationship with food or how they actually build a sustainable routine. Instead, we handed them a pill, a packet, injection, and said, bye. And here's the lie that we were feeding them, whether we said it aloud or not. You can't do this on your own. You're not capable of managing your cravings, so we'll manage it for you, chemically. Take the drug, feel artificially full, lose the weight, because now you're forced into a severe caloric deficit, not because you're empowered, but because you're being controlled. That's not health. That's not care. That's not freedom. That's a system that thrives on dependence. And guess what? That system pays. Because most of those patients, they would lose weight at first, but almost all of them gained it right back because nothing actually changed. Their habits didn't change, their mindset didn't change, their belief in themselves didn't change, and the ugliest part is that doctor got a kickback for every fast, every medication he prescribed. So while his patients cycled through quick fixes and yo-yo results, his pockets were lined. And that wrecked me because I didn't get into this field to profit off of other people's pain. I got into it to help. And that was one of the biggest red flags for me. Because if the system profits more from people staying stuck than from them actually getting better, then the system is broken. At first I told myself, this is just how it is. At least I'm doing something to help. But over time, that didn't sit right. Because the truth is, I wasn't okay with helping people just survive when I knew they were capable of so much more. Eventually, I ended up working at a dialysis unit, and let me tell you, if you want a reality check on where unchecked lifestyle habits can lead, dialysis will give it to you. And somewhere in all of that, I remember thinking, if we had just caught this earlier, if someone had just taught them how to take care of their body decades ago. And that thought haunted me because I didn't want to keep watching people fall apart and then hand them a pill to just keep them barely stitched together. And right around that time, something else started stirring inside of me. I started watching my husband, who was coaching men, help them lose weight, get off of medications, restore their marriages, feel energized, and reclaim their lives. And he wasn't doing it through surgery. He wasn't doing it through prescriptions. He was doing it through coaching. And I'll be honest, it sparked something inside of me. Because I saw what was possible. Not when you get to people necessarily early or before life happens, but when you get to people who are ready for real transformation, ready to go deeper than a prescription, ready to stop outsourcing their health and start owning it. And it wasn't just young people. For example, most of the women I coach are 40 and up. They've been on the diet roller coaster for decades. They've done Weight Watchers, keto, pills, fasts, cleanses, detox teas, you name it, they've done it. But what they're really craving is freedom. Freedom from the food noise. Freedom from the medications. Freedom from waking up every day feeling uncomfortable in their own skin. But what I saw from watching my husband coach those men, what happens when someone finally walks with you, when someone teaches you the basics, calls you to higher, challenges you in love, and helps you build belief, not just in your body, but in your future, that was the spark. Not the clinic, not the prescriptions, not the insurance visits that lasted for 7.5 minutes. This is what I was made to do. And it didn't mean that I quit everything overnight. No, absolutely not. But it did mean that I started questioning the path that I was on. Because the girl who got into medicine, she still wanted to help people. She just realized she was in the wrong vehicle. And little by little, I started dreaming about what it would look like to do it differently, to coach women, to get them strong, to get them nourished, to help them break up with the food guilt and build the bodies that they love, to rebuild belief in themselves, in their futures, in their God-given identity. That was just the beginning. And I'll be honest, it was hard. It was hard telling my parents, in-laws, siblings, and friends that I wasn't going to go to PA school, that I was leaving the medical field, that I was going to join my husband in his business and coach women instead. Some people were excited, and some were disappointed. Some were really confused. And some, after seeing the results my clients were getting, they ended up hiring me themselves. But leaving medicine, that wasn't the end of my career. It was the beginning of my mission. Strong, sexy, and unapologetically confident. That's the goal. Now go lift heavy, eat like you mean it, and act like the woman you're becoming. Talk soon.